When I heard that Steve Sanchez was getting this award, the first thing in my mind was that there's not one soul on the face of this planet that is more deserving of this award than Steve Sanchez. He is the Red Cross. There's not a more definitive person on what the Red Cross does than who Steve is.
Of course he is. He is that spirit. He lives it every day in his life. It seemed like a perfect way to honor his work in Salem, Kaiser, and across the country as he responds to crisis.
He would never, ever want to receive this sort of recognition. One of the areas of service that Steve volunteers in is disaster services. And in this capacity, he has had the opportunity to spread his generosity and compassion across the country.
At 9/11, when we set up the respite center, it was in a university that had been protected by one building, and so it had survived. And so in the upstairs classrooms, we put all of the bedrooms. And on the beds, we put cards from kids from the United States, because they had mailed all of these cards. And we put a Beanie Baby, and we put one on each pillow. Men and women from the New York City Fire Department would collect these Beanie Babies, and they would put them underneath the straps of their overalls. And so they would come in to eat, and they would have 4 or 5 of these Beanie Babies tucked underneath the straps of their coveralls that they had picked up every night as they'd come in. It was so cute, because they just said those Beanie Babies just brought them so much hope and so much love. It was just really tender. That was tender. In any national disaster, the Red Cross is built to be able to meet needs of the people involved in those disasters in a way that no other organization in the United States is set up to do. Whether it's in blood service, whether it's health and safety, whether it's service to military families, whether it's disaster preparedness response, all of those things. I look at what the Red Cross is able to deliver, and so I think it's a gift anytime. With Sandy, with any of the other ones, anytime the Red Cross can go, it's a gift to the community, I think.
Steve is a lifelong blood donor who generously donates every 8 weeks and is now reaching the incredible milestone of 22 gallons, or right at 176 total donations throughout his lifetime.
Donating blood is being a first responder, only you don't have to go anywhere to do it. You lay on a table and you put your arm out, and for about 3 or 4 minutes you pump blood, and you've become a first responder. Why wouldn't everyone who is eligible to do that do that? Why would they not do that?
I've known Steve for about 20 years now. And it all started when I was a 7th grader in middle school at Whitaker Middle School, and he was the school counselor. In my 8th grade year, they came up with a program that he had started called Peer Helper. Counselors from all over the state would come and learn from Steve and learn about his leadership program so that they could take it out to other middle schools across the state. So, I mean, that's just Steve. That's who he is.
Steve is one of those true gems that not everyone is fortunate enough to meet in their lifetime. You can call on Steve at any time, any place. He cares about you. He cares about kids. He cares about his community.
If we had a world that was filled with Steve Sanchez's, I think everybody would be helping everybody way more than we do in today's society. Everybody would care about their neighbor or care about their friend. You know, there would be no malice in this world, I don't think, because Steve is not like that. I mean, he's a very caring and very passionate individual about what he does.
I have a passionate love for young people and for helping them cross boundaries and hardships that they have in life and doing it successfully. and giving them the tools that they need to understand that they're in charge of their futures. Mother Teresa is a huge hero because she gave so much and expected so little. My parents, bless their hearts, they've been my heroes all my life. So I have people who are my heroes.